Hello, it's Barbara Reynolds, and this is week 7 of speech class. And this week I'll be doing a persuasive speech, and this is my lovely audience. So today I'll be talking about alleviating poverty, but not just alleviating poverty through handouts, but I'll be talking about alleviating poverty through empowerment. The reason I really believe in this is because a lot of the times we have a good heart to do something and we go after it. We just say there's a problem and it needs to be fixed, so I have a solution, I'm just going to go in and fix it, even if it doesn't work. But because we always want to feel like we're doing something, we just go after that issue and we attack it, and sometimes we get negative results from it. So this speech is more about alleviating poverty, not with just like your heart telling you to do so, but with your head telling you to do so. So we're going to see how it goes about alleviating poverty using intellectuals instead of just the heart. So it's heart over mind. A lot of people don't know this, but when you used to say poverty, they think of poverty as in you don't have enough water to drink for a day, or you don't have enough food to eat for a day, and you live in a very poor house, or you live in a hut. They imagine somebody in Africa, and it's really not just that. Poverty is also poverty of the soul. So you can also you're missing Christ in your life, so that's poverty of the soul. And then the other ways you could describe poverty is a lot of people who are poor say, my poverty makes me feel like I have no voice, so voicelessness. We have shame, social isolation, inferiority, humiliation, fear, and depression. And these things take people out of the class system, basically. When they're poor, they're not part of the social structure of society. They don't have a voice. So they're out of that. And that is poverty. And in religious organizations, the way that I've seen it is this. Religious organizations and non-religious organizations, you have the World Bank, which is an amazing organization, and UNICEF, and then you have the American Red Cross. This is men's response to poverty. They want to fix it, so what they do is they gather a lot of money, a lot of intel, a lot of resources, and they go to these countries and they just implement their resources. They give out to the poor, they hand things out, they fix the problem, but it's only putting a band-aid over it. And they just do something because they feel like they have to. So even if it doesn't work, they'll just do it because they feel like they're being part of something. They're making a change in the world. So like I said, this is going to be mind over heart. So let's not have a mind for the poor. Instead, let's not have a heart for the poor. Instead, let's have a mind for the poor. So what this really means is this. As Christians, it is our duty to always... So like we're going to talk about let's not have a heart for the poor, but let's have a mind for the poor. This is one story that happened somewhere in Africa, and basically what happened was this man owns a shop that has hospital products. So what he does is he sells his products to the local hospitals in his neighborhood, and that's how he makes his living, and that's how he feeds his families. Well, one day there was a crisis in his region in Africa, and a lot of countries sent in a ton of products, hospital products for the nearby hospitals. And so what that did was, although it was free, and then those countries like Europe and US were helping the people there, although it helped the hospital so that they will have more to provide for the people, it actually put this man out of business because he could not compete with free competition. And so, although somebody was trying to help, it actually caused negative effects, because if you're trying to help someone's economy, if you just give them handouts, it's going to put the person who's selling hospital products down the road, it's going to put them out of business, and now his economy is ruined. He has to fire his workers, and he can't feed his family. So it actually makes poverty worse. And then also there was a story, it was about the African genocide here, and it's called the egg merchant story. And basically this is what happened. For the purpose of privacy, we're just going to use John Doe. And this is what happened. This a merchant, he sells eggs in his backyard, and to the point where like he was doing so well that he was buying more chickens and actually like selling a lot more eggs than he started out selling. So his neighbors knew him. His neighborhood knew him as the egg merchant. So he sells eggs, and that's how he feeds his families. So now Janelle is selling eggs, and he's successful. So he hires one person. So he has somebody helping him. So he just created a job for one person. Now this person can feed his family. And what happened was there was a famine in that region, and a lot of Americans came down and brought food and clothes and supplies, and they fed the whole region there. This picture just shows you, and it's a very vivid and graphic picture, but it shows you how poverty can create a crippled mentality.
Wow, that's a good picture.
So this is just a picture of how poverty is actually holding the person back. The person is trying to be successful in his economy, but poverty is holding him back. And he's being successful, poverty keeps holding him back. And this is a result of him trying to be successful, him getting more dependent upon aid. So now at this point, he doesn't want to keep striving. He wants to keep receiving it because that's all he knows, that's all he wants. Why work hard for something that you can have for free? So at this point, it creates a cycle of crippled mentality into people's minds.
That's good.
So then how do we connect our desire to help with doing things that work? So, and it's also in scriptures. Like I said before, it's our command from God that we should take care of the orphans, the poor, and the widows. But then also do it in a way that empowers people. We want to teach people how to fish instead of just handing them a fish to eat for a day. We want to teach them how to fish for a lifetime so that it can help feed their families, build the economy, and so they can create independency for themselves. And then also, one thing to keep in mind is this. People are not the problem to poverty. They're the solution. With them, with their intellect and their resources, you can help empower them so that they can overcome poverty because they're not the problem, they're the solution. Thank you.